Hello and welcome to the Rhythm Changes podcast. I'm your host, Chris Fraser. Thank you for joining me. Today's guest is Nashville-based guitarist Harry Bartlett, originally from BC, and he also lived in Toronto, going to the University of Toronto as well. But for the past couple of years, he's been based out of Nashville, Tennessee. He's a great guitar player that I've actually written about for Rhythm Changes in the past, so it was nice to actually sit down and have a conversation with him. He just released a solo guitar EP called Ontario in October, and he's going on a little tour right now with a trio of bass and fiddle. They're going to be playing a show here in Vancouver at Tyrant on Friday, November 21st at 7:30 p.m. You know, we have a nice little conversation. We talk about the guitar quite a bit. We're both guitar players. In particular, the left hand versus the right hand. I think we get... I don't think I've ever talked about the left hand versus the right hand as much as I have in this conversation. We talk about bluegrass and jazz and how they're different, because that's kind of where Harry's coming from with his whole approach. And we talk about, realizing how little you really know about something until you really start to dive in. So please enjoy. So for Ontario, what did you use? What was the gear? You have a photo of like your little set.
Yeah, that's the album cover.
Art. Yeah.
It was 2 Soyez microphones. They're kind of like comparable to like a KM84.
Okay. I don't know much about microphones.
Yeah,
I know about these are some 57s that we're using right now.
Dude, yeah, the 58s are a classic. That's really all you need.
Yeah.
But these are these cool Russian mics that I got to use on a session maybe a year before.
Okay.
And I was so impressed with how much my guitar sounded like a guitar.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that
is a cool thing, eh? Like when it comes to like recording acoustic guitar.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, recording, and I mean playing live is a whole nother thing too.
Yes.
How to actually just make it sound like a guitar.
Yeah, actually what I am curious about that, because it's really hard to make acoustic guitar sound louder live.
Right.
What do you do? Do you mic it exclusively?
I've been doing a combination of a couple things, and
Okay.
it's taken me a lot of trial and error to get here. But I blend a Bartlett mic, which is like a little lapel.
No relation.
No relation.
Yeah.
I was talking to the guy that builds them.
Really?
Yeah. And
did you look at your family trees?
Yeah, we didn't find the connection,
No.
but somewhere. I think he's in North Carolina somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little mic in the sound hole, and then I have a James May pickup, and I run that out into Grace Felix.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my rig rundown.
What do you get out of combining the signals?
You get
what does the microphone do that the pickup doesn't do, and vice versa?
I find the microphone actually picks up the information that says guitar, and then the pickup just kind of helps fill out the low end a little bit. Right.
Yeah. So the microphone is getting kind of like the idiosyncrasies of like the actual timbre of the instrument.
Yeah. Yeah, you get like the brightness and
yes,
that sparkle.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that reminds me. I remember listening to, the Flaming Lips.
Think so. I feel like I should.
They had this. They had this very famous song in the mid-aughts called "Do You Realize," and it features the acoustic guitar. And I just remember hearing that for the first time just in the early parts of me getting into playing guitar and thinking, like, how does the acoustic guitar sound like an acoustic guitar? Like, how does it sound so much like an acoustic guitar on
that recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly what it was, but it probably had something to do with like a combination of things where they probably had like 3 mics on the guitar or something like that. But
I mean, there's nothing worse than just like the straight DI.
Yeah,
acoustic guitar
exactly,
sound.
And that's what I was used to, right? Like, I was used to like hearing, just the Art and Luthery, like built-in pickup thing, just straight into the amp and immediately feeding back, and just having that weird kind of quacky quacky tone, but with no definition. Yeah, I always thought that that's like, oh, well, that's just like, that's the trade-off with acoustic guitar. Is that, like,
there are ways to do it, but it takes a lot of experimentation and arguments with sound people.
So, but on your recording, you had 2 mics on.
Yeah, it's like two pencil condensers.
Yeah.
And just a small interface and a computer posted up in a unfinished workshop in Halliburton County.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is while you were kind of sequestered to Canada a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I was in the process of getting a new visa, and I was telling you earlier, there's just like crazy processing times, and I had to expedite it. But I guess part of the deal when you expedite it is they say they'll give it to you in X amount of weeks, and then they say, oh, we need more information. That gives them more time. So I was, out of work for a month, and went back up to Ontario, and I had all this time. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? And I had the idea for this, like collection of solo guitar pieces. Yeah. And each one is dedicated to a specific part of the province that I would go to and spend a day with the camera and a journal.
I was actually kind of surprised, like reading your liner notes for it, because the last record of yours that I reviewed was Wildwood.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is sort of an ode to like the natural beauty of British Columbia.
It totally is.
And that's kind of like what I associated your work with, is sort of like this kind of like deep connection to nature, and this kind of like, basically just like, like playing in the review I wrote for your record. I was also talking about how Charlie Hayden came to CAP when I was in my first year, and he was talking about playing the mountain, and how back then when I was 18 years old, I was like, what is this guy talking about? But I learned to understand what he meant later, and that it's like, music is whatever you want to call it. So playing the mountain is as legitimate as anything else. And so I was kind of surprised in your liner notes that the inspiration for a lot of this music seems to be like, slice of life of kind of like civilized Ontario.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah, like it's, you talk about thinking about the interior of your car on the highway, and fire escapes.
Yeah.
In the city and that kind of thing. Like these are all just like pieces of like man-made stuff. Or the garden,
Yeah, sure.
So it's really more about just like your surroundings, right? Like you're just.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there is, a connection to what I find beautiful.
Yeah.
Which is often in nature, but sometimes it's the result of, what we make too.
Yeah. No, like because I appreciate like finding like the beauty in the things that we take for granted, even if that is like stuff that you could chalk up as ugly industrial, like stuff as a result of industry, like a canal.
Some hip stuff in there. There's a lot of cranes, and they have cool angles. And
totally, yeah. I love cranes.
The locks go up and down. Like there's a lot to write about.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guitar to play about that.
Yeah, like are you thinking about like? Are you thinking about this stuff kind of cinematically, like maybe you're like writing a score for these things? Or is it more like you're painting the picture of these concepts with the piece of music specifically?
I think I do think quite cinematically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels accurate.
What do you think of as far as like your inspiration, like score wise? Like do you think of any composers or like any movies where you're just like, man, this is a really cool way to tell this story?
Yeah, I mean, I'd put Angelo Badalamenti right up top.
What has she done?
Well, he's worked with
pardon me.
David Lynch a lot.
Oh yeah,
as like
yeah.
The main person.
For sure.
Yeah, Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. Yeah, he's worked with Julie Cruz, the singer, a lot too. But there's this really interesting thing in both his writing and in David Lynch's films where there's the coexistence of brightness and optimism and like really, really dark undercurrents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really real.
Totally. I think
life.
that's what I think that's what makes Lynch's work so appealing to people, is that there's something there's something that speaks to the soul, like about absurdity.
Yeah.
You make something that's like fully absurd, and somehow there's still going to be someone who's like, yes, I get it. Right? Like you can make something that seems, at first blush, like it doesn't really make any sense, or like it's a little out there. But
Yeah, it's like dreams.
Yeah.
It's like that doesn't make any sense, but I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I know. I feel like sometimes my dream self is able to come up with like such a. It's just funny how my dream self is able to come up with things that my conscious self would never stop to even think about. Like I woke up the other day with just a question on my mind, and I was like, how many bags of chips are there in the world at any given time?
It's so true.
I'm like, and I looked it up. Steph and we looked it up on Google, and like the consensus is there's no way to know.
Wow.
And isn't that kind of insane?
It's a lot of bags of chips.
It's too many or not enough. We don't know.
There's really no way of knowing.
How did we get to a point where we're making something so much that it's impossible to know how many there are?
Yeah.
To me, I freaked myself out.
It's like music.
It is. It is a lot like music, actually.
Yeah.
There's so much music. There's more music than ever right now. Did you release only on Bandcamp?
I did. Yeah.
Have you only been doing Bandcamp the whole time?
No, everything else is
on streaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But Ontario is more of I'm kind of thinking of it more as a collection of guitar pieces, and I've also made like a book with
cool
notated scores for all the pieces.
Sweet.
And then the record is like supplemental to that. And I also really like those pieces, and I want to develop them. And
what do you mean develop them? Like turn them into large ensemble?
Yeah, like
pieces?
on this tour, we're going to be playing that music as a trio, and I'm also working on
a guitar trio, like bass and drums.
Guitar, fiddle, and bass.
Oh, so that's like your last record.
Yeah, that's
record.
kind of been the instrumentation I've been working with for the last few years.
Nice.
Yeah, so playing it with that group, and then also building it up a little further.
How would you?
The next record.
That's really cool to be able to do that with your own music. To kind of like be able to birth them into the world as a solo guitar piece, and then be able to expand it into a larger ensemble. Does it change the music for you? Do you permanently see it differently after?
I think playing it live kind of changes it.
Yeah.
For me, and I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Like also just to give like some background for Ontario, like the guitar pieces in the EP I put out, I went up to Ontario and in 3 weeks, having no music written, I wrote the pieces and recorded it.
Yeah.
So it was like really new.
Yeah.
And through playing them and improvising with them, I feel like these things emerge that become permanent parts of the structure.
Yeah.
And I feel that the way that we play them now is different than
right. Like, do you
appeared.
keep and leave things that you didn't expect? Like,
yeah, a little bit, and like feels and like attitudes towards songs, like Lenten Rose, for example. Is one of the pieces, and when I wrote it, I was I was kind of thinking about this George Jones tune that it's like loosely.
Yeah, it feels like an old-fashioned
of
country song.
Yeah, and that's the energy I was trying to.
Little twists and turns there.
Yeah, a couple little twists and turns, but I was trying to just come up with something that was really beautiful and stayed in its lane.
Yeah.
And it's since become like the most wonky
really
tune
oh man
in the set. Like,
that's not the one I would have expected.
Yeah.
To go wonky.
we have a lot of fun with it.
But I guess that's also kind of the thing that you can do when you have a tune that has maybe a little bit more established structure, is when you're approaching it from the kind of jazz way where you have this kind of like pretty little tune, and then that's almost like rife for messing with.
Yeah, well, because also it's clear as to what the tune is versus what the arrangement is.
Yes.
And with some other music, sometimes the arrangement becomes a part of the tune, and it's hard to really know what can be omitted.
Yes. Totally. Yeah. And the instrumentation will invariably affect the arrangement. And
totally.
So,
yeah, like covering a pop tune or something, playing like a Beach Boys tune. It's like, what are the key ingredients here?
Totally, yeah. I feel like, it's funny because I played God Only Knows recently in like a trio format for a memorial service this year, and I was playing with the son of the deceased, and he came up with this arrangement for God Only Knows, and he was just like, "Yeah, we'll skip the weird part in the middle."
Yeah, seems
and like that's perfectly fine, because like the weird part is cool, but I would probably venture to say that it's not the part of the tune that people en masse are relating to.
It's not the part that people are singing along with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like in a different context, maybe the weird part is the main part.
It's what people are looking forward to, maybe.
Yeah. And it depends on the context. It depends on the instrumentation. And I think, you can make those calls, I guess, right? Like you can say like, I want to bring out this part of the tune a bit more this time.
Right.
Do you? How many shows are you doing with this trio in BC right now?
We're doing 4 in BC and then going down to Seattle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you played any shows yet as part of the tour, or is it just starting?
Just starting. Yeah. First show's on Thursday.
Cool. In Campbell River.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then Vancouver on Friday at Tyrant.
Tyrant Friday. That's the 9:30 show?
7:30.
Oh, the early show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're just doing one long set.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, these 4 tunes, it's not terribly long. What are you're mixing these 4 tunes in with your Mountain Air
Yep. Yeah. We're
repertoire?
playing Mountain Air, which is both the name of that EP and the name of the ensemble.
Okay, yeah.
And then a whole bunch of new music as well.
Nice.
Music that is going to be on this record that I alluded to earlier. Mm-hmm. And going to do a couple renditions of traditional tunes also.
Nice. Awesome. What so you are the 3 of you coming from like a jazz background in addition to this sort of like traditional Americana?
Yeah, I think all of us are. Evan, who's playing fiddle, mm-hmm. also grew up playing old time and like Scandinavian folk music.
Cool.
And we met in Nashville, and actually the mutual connection was Daniel Green, who's another Vancouver person originally.
Yeah.
But we hooked up there and are both kind of like in the bluegrass and old time world, but have this connection to improvised music and a curiosity in taking this material and making it our own, if you will. So he's been a big part of my musical life the last couple years, and we play together a lot. James is someone I haven't played with as much, but was recommended. Oh
yeah, you're playing James Meager.
Yeah,
dude, he's awesome.
Noah spoke really highly of him and said he'd be a great person to bring into this, and I'm always down to expand my network
I've
of
seen
people
him play
to play
basically
with.
every corner of the jazz umbrella.
Cool.
And he just like fits into absolutely everything that he does.
Yeah.
He's also just like a super sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. James is a legend for sure. And he's also like a fisherman most of the time. Crazy.
Sweet. Yeah, I think we're going to have a great run.
Yeah. Yeah, I love playing with a good bass player who has like the ability to sort of like create atmosphere in what they're playing.
Yeah.
In addition to, like you like your bass players just like doing what they're told, but also we all love a good subservient bass player, but a bass player that can also just kind of like take control once in a while.
Yeah.
And really kind of like you follow the bass player and that kind of thing, like when you sort of like relent a little bit as like a band leader.
Yeah.
And just like that can be really, really fun, and I imagine that kind of thing will happen.
Yeah, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
Too, is like I like the idea of individuals in the context of a group, and giving space for everyone to bring themselves forward.
Yeah, because I feel like with this kind of instrumentation, it's not the same as your typical jazz guitar trio, where it's almost like everything is set up to feature the guitar, which is on purpose. Like, it's
like a small chamber group.
Yeah. And so like everyone has a much more even representation in sort of like the voice of the group, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Are there like some guitar, fiddle, bass records that come to mind when you're like thinking of the sound of this group?
Yeah, a little bit. Like Hawktail is a group that comes to mind.
Okay.
That's with Well, there used to be some mandolin involved, but they also do a lot of trio stuff with Jordan Tice and Brittany Haas and Paul Coert.
Okay, yeah.
And that's a great band, big inspiration for me.
Yeah. Are you playing just acoustic guitar on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Also, my friend Ben Garnett has a trio. That's the same instrumentation.
Cool.
So I feel like there's a few of us in Nashville.
Yeah.
Kind of exploring this.
That's cool though. It's cool to have kind of like a scene of that sort of thing, and like being able to make your voice in a very limited scene, almost having like someone to like bounce off of.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Now you're playing acoustic guitar. Are you going to be using like effects and stuff though? Or are you just pure?
Only thing on my board is my tuner.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. No reverb, nothing.
I might
Maybe a little amp,
ask for some reverb from the board. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
sweet though.
It's definitely like coming from the tradition of acoustic music.
Okay. Yeah. And so you're just working with the instrument.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's, you get sort of like that thing where you have like creation through limitation?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've found that a lot in my experiences playing folk music.
Okay.
Because I used to be, when I was living in Toronto, I was much more involved with jazz and improvised music, and I was always drawn to the music that brings in elements of folk music. I mean, there's so much precedent of that with like the Brian Blade Fellowship Band and Bill Frisell, and
like when you play guitar, it's just like
it's kind of part of the thing.
Yeah.
And I always knew about it, and then I started to seek out some people in Toronto, like this old time fiddle player Tony Allen, and a great bluegrass banjo player Chris Quinn. Started playing with them and learning from them, and just getting closer or kind of like deeper into it, and realizing just how deep and specific a tradition it is. And like you can't apply the same attitudes of like playing a bebop head to a fiddle tune. It's like a whole different way of thinking about music and playing guitar in those settings too. It's like you have a very specific role,
right? And
if you're not fulfilling it, you're doing it wrong.
Okay. So like you mean
like there's a lot of structure.
Yeah. And it basically needs to be adhered to because it's such an inset tradition. Like you don't have as much freedom to deviate in the way you do maybe as a jazz guitar player in the year 2025, where you're
like you can't lay out, like that's not a hip thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we lost an engine, like we're going down.
We blew a gasket.
And I mean, especially getting to Nashville, and it's kind of in a few ways there's the folk music world where that's very structured, and then there's the whole commercial music thing that's equally structured in its own way. And I found that fitting into those boxes can actually raise the level of what you do. Like I think about if you can visualize a like narrow tower and then like a squat tower, and you're putting energy or material into the narrow one, it's going to raise way higher. And then in the bigger kind of amorphous one that just kind of pools on the ground.
Okay.
So I've grown a lot as a guitar player, especially through fitting into like a set mold.
Right. So like you have a narrower purview, and that allows you to be able to grow taller in that within that purview. I understand the analogy now. Okay. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Like and when you're I even find that in the jazz world, when you're playing the larger ensemble you end up playing in, the more defined your role ends up being.
Sure.
And so the deeper you can just dive into that specific role.
Yeah.
So like when you're playing in a big band or something like that, especially if it's a more traditional big band, then once in a while I do get to play in a more traditional big band, in which case I'm probably going to spend most of the gig playing quarter notes, like quarter note shell voicings.
Yeah.
And I just do my damnedest at doing exactly that.
Yeah.
And then that feels really good to just have a defined role and be able to nail it.
Totally.
Like, it's a feeling that's like, it's a lot more because it's so defined, and just being able to do exactly what you do to be able to make the rest of the ensemble sound as good as possible is just an amazing feeling. Whereas
it's like being of service. It's
yes.
There isn't an I in that situation.
No.
There's just the music.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just serving the music, and the goal is to represent the music as accurately as possible. And the more accurate you are, the better it sounds and the more enjoyable it is for everyone around.
Yeah.
And in that way, you're creating more enjoyment for the most amount of people. So there's something like very utilitarian about it, where it's just like I'm maximizing pleasure for the amount of people that are involved in this.
Yeah.
Whereas in the jazz world, there probably isn't as much of a philosophy involved in it as that, where you don't necessarily need to be achieving anything. It's more about I suppose it's more about like this idea of creativity and expression rather than service.
Yeah.
And it obviously has its own merit, but it's different.
It is different, yeah. And I think we need something like that, like the like rules of a tradition.
Yeah.
And
I think like they
not that that's always what you're going to be playing, but to like know where you're coming from.
I mean,
maybe?
it's really hard to avoid tradition when you think about it. Like you're always going to be held down by something that has been developed by tradition in one way or another, right? You can be playing as wacky as possible, but I mean, like chances are you're still in standard tuning,
Right.
and that was developed via tradition,
Right. Sure.
And so like you're playing super wacky in standard tuning, and everything that you're playing is stuff that you learned via playing guitar and learning guitar and standard tuning. And maybe that's not a great example, but I just mean like there are these structures that were developed through tradition that like it or not, like it's part of how you're expressing yourself. You had to learn tradition. And
yeah, that's well put.
And so I don't think that there's like embracing like traditional music, I think is just part of it. And the deeper you can get into it, probably the better you can get at expressing yourself away from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with what you're doing, would you say that you're playing traditional tunes? You said you're playing some old tunes.
Yeah. Just as kind of like a nod to where it's coming from.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
But you are approaching it from a jazzier perspective.
Yeah, and that's a good,
lack of a better term.
A good question.
Yeah.
When I was diving deep into on an accountant council grant last week.
Oh yeah. I don't mean to grill you.
No, that's all good. Yeah, that's kind of a question I've been asking myself.
Yeah.
A lot. Because I think this particular set of music and the way that we're playing it is definitely rooted in like the technical traditions of acoustic music, if I could say that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've learned so much about just how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Through playing bluegrass and old time. And but it's also played with a considerable degree of spontaneity and improvisation.
Yeah.
So it's like both perspectives.
But it's a narrow lane. Like the
once.
improvisation is a pretty narrow lane. Like you can't do too much stuff in the improvisation. And you can't, like you said, you can't lay out.
Yeah. Well, this ensemble is maybe
in
a
what
little
you're doing.
Different. Oh, but yeah, in like playing.
Yeah.
In playing guitar in a bluegrass band or something, it's like you take a break and you have to still fulfill the role of the guitar in doing that. So
yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of that has to do with like how you're physically doing it, like what's going on with your right hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a deep thing that yeah.
What, the right hand?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a motor that keeps moving.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that movement you can like pick out what you want to protrude.
Yep.
Yeah. Then I mean I've also just thought a lot about like how to get a full sound out of the acoustic guitar and the like angle at which you're holding the pick and
yep. What kind of picks do you use?
Using Wiegand picks.
Wiegand. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, they're cool.
Have you got one?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
heavier,
yep.
larger. I was using blue chips for a while, but I find that the Wiegand sound a little crisper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I imagine you probably spent all your money on the blue chips too.
Yeah, I did. I almost lost one once. It's devastating.
No. that sounds heartbreaking. Yeah.
Then I sold them and
I
bought a new car.
Nice. That was a Maserati.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like the right hand seems. It's so funny how like guitarists talk about the right hand because it seems so mysterious.
Yeah, and it's something that like I somehow avoided really thinking about for a long time. Like when I was in school, I was more interested in talking about like Messiaen's modes of limited transposition than how to hold a guitar pick.
That's left-hand garbage.
Yeah.
That's left-hand garbage.
But really, like the right, like, and especially playing acoustic guitar, as you mentioned earlier with that that gig you're doing with Katie, like it's ultimately a rhythm instrument.
Yeah.
And the right hand is arguably more important.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, I think, like what I'm saying about like left hand stuff is that I think of the left hand as like, the extension of the conscious brain on the guitar.
Right. Because
everything that you're learning in music school, for example, or the stuff that you learn when you're, learning the surface stuff of any type of music, is the stuff that gets outputted to the left hand first, I think. So like stuff like chords and melodies and all that kind of stuff. Those are expressed mostly through the left hand. And so all of like your music theory stuff, all of your songwriting stuff, that is, the stuff that would that you're reading on a piece of manuscript paper. That's all left hand stuff. Except for maybe there's going to be a couple markings for upstrokes and downstrokes or something like that. But who reads those anyway? But the right hand, I feel like, is the intuitive brain, right? It's the unconscious. kind
the
of
dancer.
like animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. It is, and it's the part of you that's dancing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like people,
and the best like guitar players too, you look at their right hand and it's like it does look like a dance.
totally, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got swag.
Yeah, this is the swaggiest part.
Yeah.
The left
When
hand
you
is
watch
the
Norman
nerd.
Blake play, it's like
Yeah, the left hand is the nerd.
yeah, totally.
And the right hand is Usher in the Burn music video, just going crazy.
Yeah.
Singing in the rain.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like, students will ask about the right hand and stuff, and I almost feel like what the right hand is doing, it feels so much more personal than what the left hand is doing. Like the left hand is like, yeah, I've been learning scales and patterns and substitutions and all these kinds of things that I can implement with my left hand doing a certain thing.
That's very impressive.
Yes. And then my right hand is like what actually makes it sound any good.
Yeah, and it's what actually makes the sound.
Totally, yeah.
Too.
It is literally, it's creating the sound.
Yeah.
Like you can't just play the whole thing legato. You have to be initiating those articulations with your right hand.
Yeah.
And that's the part that you almost feel guilty about it, because it's just like, oh, I've sort of been neglecting it. I'm not treating my right hand the way I've been coddling my left hand. But
and it is also like the way that you learn it is different. Like you can't really learn that stuff in a classroom. So like I don't talk about the kind of things you learn in school. We're talking about the right hand. People might say like schools neglect to talk about rhythm, and it's like you can't really fault the institution for that. It's just like it's not the setting.
What are they going to do? Yeah. Like
you need immersion and
like listening and
just figuring it out.
Totally. And
like
like sitting in your living room, like just strumming.
Yeah.
Like just sort of like developing that actual like feel and like connection to the guitar where it feels like a part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to like become married to the instrument in that way, and it's basically through the right hand. And yeah, exactly. You can't really teach that. Like that's the thing that like I feel bad having to tell my students is like, yeah, like you can do that, but like I think you still need to play guitar for another 10 years.
Yeah, right.
You're just at the beginning. Like you've learned a thing, and you can keep learning things like this for a while, and it's like it's not going to sound the way you imagine it sounding for like another 10 years, because you just need to be glued to the instrument.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
I can't remember what I was saying.
We're talking about the right hand.
Yeah, we can keep talking about the right hand, or we can move on.
This is a good conversation.
I got a lot of things to say about the right hand.
Yeah. Do you feel like your right hand has benefited more from learning the more traditional music then?
Yes, definitely. And that was a big learning curve too, because I remember like I was learning fiddle tunes and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like I know how to play. I know what the chords are, and I know how to play the melodies. I know these songs, and it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more to it.
Totally. Yeah. So we were having a conversation about this gig that I played last week before we started recording, where I was privileged enough to be able to play some traditional Métis fiddle tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just retell the story again for the podcast. I was playing with Katie Stewart on fiddle and Dean Thiessen on piano, and we were backing up this this dance group, this Métis dance group, and we had these reference recordings that we were listening to, and there's like weird meter stuff, but we were able to figure out, and we're like, oh, it's not too fast, it's fine. And so for us, all having gone to jazz school, we're like, well, good enough, we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Easy enough. We have the music, we have the manuscript here. We've got our reference recordings. We've rehearsed it for half an hour total. We're good. We're ready to play the gig. And then we do our dress rehearsal with the dancers, and they're like, no, you have to play way faster.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Sounds beautiful. Play it so much faster and keep playing faster. and like increasing in tempo throughout the gig, it's just like that goes against my Jedi training.
Right.
Right. Like I can't imagine that. I'm not supposed to rush.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope, that's part of the song. And all you know is that the song via a piece of paper and some reference recordings, which aren't necessarily
exactly
representative of, you know, people dancing their asses off in a, you know, in an inn in northern Quebec because there's literally nothing else to do, and you have to keep yourself warm somehow, and so like you're just drinking brandy and
dancing
and dancing until your arm falls off.
Yeah.
Or playing guitar until your arm falls off. That's what it felt like after 10 minutes of doing that music on stage. But yeah, so basically that's my long way of saying, like, you think you know the music because of the way you learn music in music school. Because in the jazz tradition, you learn the basic outline of the tune, and then you can insert yourself into it.
That's exactly it.
So it's a little bit...
It's a very, like,
it's very
narcissistic
approach
to making music.
Yeah. It's just
that I mean, I also love.
Totally.
Like,
oh man, I'm not besmirching that approach.
No, and I don't.
But it is narcissistic, and that's fine. Lots of art is narcissistic. Like, there's worse ways to express your narcissism. So
and playing
like,
beautiful music.
Exactly. Like, everybody has narcissism to some degree.
Sure.
So like, if you're going to express that narcissism, may as well be through music. It may as well be through playing for other people, making people feel something. But so I wonder, you know, like, once you have that realization of like, oh man, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Do you feel like kind of how does that make you feel coming from that background?
Yeah, it is interesting because a lot of my friends like grew up going to fiddle camps and
okay, cool,
and have been like playing old time music their whole life, and then maybe now are like interested in checking out jazz music and improvised music by way of bluegrass, and I feel like I came to it already as like a pretty formed musician.
Yeah.
And kind of have like an inverted process.
Yeah.
To that. But yeah, I guess your question about what was it like coming to it and feeling like I didn't know anything. It was really frustrating at first, like just trying to get the right hand thing
totally
going on is like, you know, I was transcribing a lot of Norman Blake. That was kind of like the most helpful person for me to get into. And I was practicing it like every day. And then one day I was like, wait, I think I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think I'm playing rhythm guitar.
What was the key?
G.
Nice. Of course.
Yeah. Although actually the record is like 20 cents flat. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, Jacob Collier.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know, it made it easy because the tape had slowed down and I could play along.
Nice.
More easily.
No, what was the key? Do you find like with being able to like play like suddenly like what clicked for you where suddenly it was starting to make sense to you?
I think it was like just doing instead of like approximately mimicking something, actually going in there and like listening, because it's like there's a lot of cross-picking stuff going on and like listening to each note in the pattern and how it's accented.
What do you mean by cross-picking?
Like instead of just like strum you can like break it up into like almost like arpeggiating.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think I know what you mean.
Like you're usually not playing more than one or two notes at a time.
Yeah.
Even though there might be 5 notes in the voicing.
Right. Almost like playing with a pick, but maybe a pattern that you would do with fingerstyle.
Yeah. But with a pick.
Yeah.
So just like really getting into that and watching videos of, like Norman Blake and Doc Watson are great. Tony Rice, of course, is just a master. And Morgan Harris is another like contemporary guitar player that I learned a lot from. Just like by records and transcribing stuff. So I think it was just like having to do the work and try to mimic like every single little sound.
Right.
And then through doing that, then you zoom out and suddenly you're doing the big thing. Right.
So it's no longer a game of approximations.
Yeah.
It's really like
get
research.
Yeah. Yeah. Get into it.
Because what you're describing is just doing research.
Yeah.
Like, figuring out who the masters are, figuring out what they do, what they all do in common, and then just like slowly but surely like implementing that.
Because it is such a physical thing too, and it's like once you get the physical thing down, then you can learn all like the breaks way more easily too.
What do you mean the breaks?
Like the solos.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's all like that
because it all fits into the technique.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, man, there's like a million notes happening over the span of 2 seconds. How do I like learn each one? That was kind of my first experience too. When I was, I think I was still in jazz school at the time, and I got into
T, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I got into Charlie Hayden's last record, which is just like a straight ahead bluegrass record.
Yeah.
And there's this awesome recording of Old Joe Clark, and Jack Black is singing it. Oh, and Brian Sutton is playing guitar, and he just plays like the coolest solo.
Wow.
And at the time I like really knew very little about flat picking. Yeah. And all through school I never used to pick too. I was always just playing with my fingers.
Oh wow.
So I was learning this like the most like flat picky of flat picking solos with my fingers. I'm like, what is happening here? This is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to go back and try learning it again and see
for sure.
if it comes more easily.
Yeah.
And I hope it would.
Well, it's funny. Yeah. Like Charlie Hayden is really that kind of guy who would bridge people who have a jazz background into bluegrass.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it was one of the big bridges for me.
Yeah. But at the same time, you still have this influence, right? You still have this want to improvise, and let improvisation be a larger aspect of what you're presenting.
Yeah. It's a cool record. Maybe I was. It's not a straight ahead bluegrass record. There are pieces like Old Joe Clark is an example of that. But I mean, are you familiar with that record?
The Mountain Air record?
No, Charlie Hayden.
Oh, Charlie Hayden's record. No.
Ramblin' Boy, I think it's called. It's the last record he put out before he passed.
No, I haven't heard it.
It's really cool. Yeah. And I feel like there are so many different angles of merging bluegrass with jazz music. Or just like folk music with jazz music. Like you listen to Bill Frisell.
Nashville.
Yeah. Awesome record.
Yeah.
But it's totally different from like the perspective that like David Grisman would take, which is like more coming from bluegrass and integrating improvised music. Yeah. With that. And even though they're like dealing with the same ingredients, they're in different places in the signal chain. Yes. And sound entirely different. Yeah. And on this Charlie Hayden record, I think it's interesting because you see all these iterations of how these worlds can meet. Like there's this beautiful arrangement of Shenandoah and Pat Metheny's playing that, so then that like brings a whole nother color, and there's like this like kind of denser harmony stuff going on, but it's super old song. Yeah. Pat
Metheny's another guy who will introduce some Americana stuff into his playing, but I think that's what makes some of those, that school of guitar players in the jazz scene so compelling, is that they really unapologetically are including a bunch of these different influences in their compositions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I definitely hear a lot of Bill Frisell in your playing, and I think I also mentioned Pat Metheny in my review of yours from a couple years ago.
I think so.
But yeah, those are totally different worlds, really, when you dig into it, right? Like,
yeah.
Is there? Yeah, like, is there? Because you're not playing. Those guys play electric guitar. I mean, Bill plays a lot of acoustic guitar on that Nashville record.
Yeah, and then I guess Pat plays acoustic too, but it's like a whole nother.
Well, he plays that big, crazy,
thing.
giant acoustic guitar. What is it called? The harp guitar or something?
Yeah, but what's that like green album cover? The I think it's a solo guitar record of Pat Metheny's, and he plays.
Okay.
What is it? Norah Jones also sings it, and then it's written by this other band.
Oh, Don't Know Why.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has that arrangement of it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
That is a really good tune.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's a amazing line cliche. Yeah. Totally. But yeah, Pat just has like a whole other thing going on too. With that one, because when I'm thinking of the way he plays like solo acoustic guitar, it's like it's not really bluegrassy.
No,
I mean, like,
not at all.
But he still, sometimes just has like a bit of that twang, and like when he plays fast, like I feel like some of that, Kansas City comes out.
Yeah.
But also I think, yeah, like it's kind of like I think we were saying earlier, like it's part of the DNA of the guitar too, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Like a lot of.
And I think the folk music leans into what the guitar does.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think about a better way of putting that. But like, yeah, like it leans into the idiosyncrasies of the instruments playing the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you think about microphones a lot, I imagine, because bluegrass traditionally is recorded on one microphone. That's what I hear, at least. Am I wrong in thinking that?
Yeah, but like we have the technology to bring. I mean, we could have 4 microphones in this box, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah,
right here.
But maybe that's just because of the when the innovation of recording was.
Yeah, so. I mean, it's a thing like that people like to see on stage. Like it's like a. I've definitely done a lot of gigs like that too, where there's like a solo mic on stage and you lean into it to take your break, and then you
got to hold your guitar like
lean back
perfectly vertically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I guess maybe that's I suppose that trope is newer than the music, obviously.
Yeah, because it used to just be that's the what you had.
Yeah.
The
more I think about it, I'm like, wait, yeah, because we've only had recorded music for so long. So you're saying that's kind of like that's maybe a stereotype that isn't necessarily.
Maybe like when I've gone into the studio and recorded bluegrass projects, and everyone's isolated and
right. But what have you learned about microphones though? Because like you're going into a microphone for this.
Yeah, I mean playing live as we talked about earlier, it's like a huge learning experience. I've gone through all sorts of iterations. I'm pretty happy with my setup now. It's pretty low.
What do you want to be able to get from a microphone as far as
I guess like ultimately just make it louder.
And fair enough.
And not feedback. Like sometimes you just need one of these and
Of course, yeah. That's what everyone says, right?
Like just put a 57 on right over the sound hole. You get the job done.
Okay.
Yeah, especially
but what goes beyond getting the job done, though?
Something.
Like, there's a reason why you're using condensers instead of.
I think it depends on the environment too. Like if you're playing a dance or something, you just kind of want to make it louder. If you're playing at a place like Tyrant where people are on their best behavior.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Upstairs they are.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Then you play for the dance downstairs. Yeah. They really. It's
a different dance downstairs.
Hear you play.
Yeah.
All your trad tunes down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you just get more detail.
Okay. And so a condenser is just going to give you a little more of that sheen, right? I don't know very much about recording techniques, honestly. So that kind of thing is new to me. I'm kind of curious to see if I'd be able to steal any of your ideas for my own thing.
Yeah, so what are you working with?
Well, just like the idea of miking the guitar as well as like having the input.
Yeah, I mean, I do that sometimes, even if I'm like recording my like Telecaster on something. I'll put a mic on the body.
Yeah,
just to get the attack and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I play electric guitar.
Yeah.
So, but I do like the idea of like having that, being able to mix the signal and having a bit more of the attack. Although at the same time, part of me, like we're just talking about the right hand again. Part of me is, wants to. I feel like there's like in jazz guitar there is like a level of wanting to hide the sound of the pick.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's like essentially what I mean. That's essentially what distortion does. Distortion basically eliminates the sound of the guitar pick. And
it kind of like takes the shape from like having, it like makes it very level.
Yeah. You don't have that pointy transient anymore.
And you have the sustain
everything
too.
just ends up sounding because it's compressing the sound, and so, and then you have, you listen to people. I mean, you listen to Pat Metheny. When you talk about Pat Metheny, he rolls that thing all the way down.
Yeah, right.
And there's basically no pick attack. Or he'd be playing his like synth, his synth guitar with like that kind of like trumpety sort of sound, and it's like
awesome.
It's so cool, but it doesn't really sound like a guitar anymore at all.
No.
Or like Alan Holdsworth from that era. Or even Kurt Rosenwinkel, like
totally.
He's like been sort of like chasing this thing of like having the sound of the guitar without the pick attack.
Right.
And I feel like this all comes from like this idea of like the pick is sort of like a thing that we're ashamed of.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's a big part of your sound, like the way that you're hitting the strings, the way you're letting the pick drag off the strings, But is that something you've ever kind of like felt like this idea is just like, oh man, the pick is so loud? Or have you always kind of like been enamored with?
Because I used to just play with my fingers. And I definitely got like, and I mean, when I play fingerstyle too, I'm like.
Did you have long nails?
Yeah, I still kind of have them.
Oh, you still got? Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty meticulous around like sanding them before I play. And reading books on how to shape your nails.
Yeah.
But I was kind of in that world, and then once I started using a pick, I was doing it to play very pick centric music.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're willing to spend money on a blue chip, then the pick is.
I mean, when you think about it, like, think about how much like a violin player spends on a bow.
Oh,
or
something.
I know.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, but
I'm just a cheap ass. I play Dunlop picks. So
yeah, it's like
I'm happy with that.
Like $40.
Yeah. It's $40 and it's your prized possession. And like,
oh yeah, no, you got to have like a good case for it.
Yeah.
Colton case for your blue chip.
Totally. Yeah. Like it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's an investment. You even said that you
yeah.
sold them.
And then it's like people ask like, hey man, can I borrow a pick? It's like, no, sorry, you can't.
This pick? You want to borrow it?
You want to borrow this?
I don't know about that.
You're going to put it in your pocket after?
I'll sell it to you and you can sell it to me back at the end of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like what they do for the shopping carts at the grocery stores.
Yeah, I need a deposit.
Yeah. Yeah, give me your ID.
Yeah, I need collateral. Yeah, man. So like, do you think, so you haven't really been playing in your own groups with a drummer since like that trio record you made, or? Yeah,
and then we played around with that trio a bit.
Yep.
After the record came out, and then on this record I kind of give a backstory for the Mountain Air thing. I was doing a series of shows at a place called the Transac in Toronto.
Yeah.
Which is great. And each show I'd bring out a different arrangement of people, and I was kind of trying to find a way to merge my growing interest in folk music with improvising. Yeah. And I did that for a few months, and then when it was time to make the EP, I played with Andrew Downing and Olin Homsey. And they seemed like really fitting people for the project. I mean, Andrew...
They're on the Mountain Air record.
Yeah. Andrew played a lot of folk music in his life also. Olin is just like such a sensitive, kind of boundless player. Cool. So that's how that came about. And that's kind of been the instrumentation I've been working with. I am playing with drummers more now, just kind of like workshopping new stuff. And on the next record, I think there will be nice drums. It'll be a like slightly larger ensemble thing. Cool. But still playing acoustic guitar. Nice. On that. There's a great drummer, Mark Roderbach, who I've been playing with in Nashville, and doing like acoustic stuff in a guitar trio setting is really fun. Yeah. And also to like get all of that right hand stuff and like lock in with how a drummer's subdividing things is like a really satisfying thing. It's it's a fun texture to explore. Yeah, that is cool. There is some, there's some cool shit happening with jazz guitar trio and steel string acoustic guitar. Like, I was just listening to Lage Lund's new record. And cool, I haven't heard it. It came out last year. But yeah, there's a lot of like, I'm not sure if it's like miking his arch top or if it is, because I know he has done some stuff with like steel string acoustic guitar. But yeah, man, it is really just a different instrument. Just like the amount of difference in the attack and everything, and just like the glassiness of it. Yeah, and the lack of sustain. Is huge too. So it's like finding ways to like keep resonant sound happening without getting in the way of what you want the melody to be. Yeah, and that's funny that you go from that to like a Telecaster, which is like one of the sustainiest. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the guitar I learned on, and it's a very Toronto guitar. It is, yeah. I got really into Ed Bickard and put humbuckers in it. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the guy. Yeah. But so what's so like you're it is an adjustment switching between the two instruments. Like, if I had it my way, I could be like, okay, this month is for acoustic guitar, this month is for electric, because it does take like a while to get used to how it responds to things. Yeah. Yeah, but I rented that acoustic guitar
like last week for that fiddle music that I played. I was like, man, this is such a cool instrument. And like I sound different on it. It's making me sound different. It's making me approach these, because it's more reactive. Like the articulation is so much more reactive.
More reactive on,
like when you play the note. Like there's so much.
Right.
I feel like it makes a bigger splash.
Yeah.
And so like you're just approaching everything differently, and you have so many. I feel like you just have so many more options with.
It feels a lot like more physical.
Yeah.
Too.
Totally. And it's funny how like at a certain point, like, you know, the way that the instrument sounds is going to directly affect the way that you play.
Totally.
Because you wouldn't necessarily think that as a guitar player, where you're just like, oh, well, if it's tuned to standard tuning, then I'm just going to play the way I play. But I think once you get to a certain level of ability, you're going to be directly influenced by how you're sounding.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that happens, you know, once you get into effects and everything. Like, it's like, you know, oh man, this effect is making me want to play in this style. You know?
Totally. Yeah.
What do you think that you would be able to incorporate pedals into using a steel string acoustic guitar?
You know, a little bit. Actually, the one thing I did do is I worked on this record in August with a friend in Toronto, and it's a lot of like, he was like resampling things I was doing on the guitar and running it into some modular synthesizers.
Cool.
And at one point I was playing steel string through a Leslie speaker.
Whoa.
And one thing we did a lot is pitched up the acoustic guitar, so it's like the natural signal and an octave higher, just to like blend with all the other textures going on.
Oh, nice.
And
so kind of 12 stringy,
kind of like a whole different thing. Like,
okay.
Yeah, and the plugin we use too, like I've tried doing it with just a pitchfork pedal also.
Yep.
But it doesn't really know how to respond to
harmony.
Yeah. It can only deal in monophonic terms.
Yeah, the only one that's like pretty good is the Pog.
Right.
That I'm aware of. There might be some other ones, but
yeah. But this, I actually don't know what plugin he was using, but
okay, yeah.
It was pretty convincing.
And I imagine that sort of like changed your approach.
Totally.
You started hearing something different and you're like, oh, so that means that this is going to sound shinier and this is going to sound thicker.
Yeah.
And so suddenly you're playing a new instrument.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's exciting. That's really cool.
It does feel that way.
Okay, there was one last thing I wanted to ask you about before we wrap up. And that is, I don't know about you, but I feel like this is somehow, it kind of haunts me as a person who plays jazz music and on occasion will play other types of music that are songs that are written with lyrics. Do you write lyrics ever?
I
do. You think your song is a songwriter?
I do sometimes. It's not really like a part of my my thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as much with this project, but since being in Nashville, I've been involved with rights more primarily as someone to provide like musical input.
Yeah.
And
because that's a big thing in Nashville.
Yeah, co-writing is huge.
Yeah.
And
something me and Jess Hawks talked about on our episodes.
Yeah, I'll bet.
She does writes all the time.
And it's been inspiring too, just to see the like discipline and form of songs and songwriters. Like there's some really, really articulate people that I've gotten to work alongside. So it has inspired me, and I have just by result of that written a few
cool
songs. I think we're going to do one of my songs at Tyrant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You singing?
Yeah.
Oh,
just a little closer.
Okay. That's nice. Good for you.
Yeah, I think it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's something, again, I'm like kind of haunted by it because in the past, I've also sung in bands and stuff.
Right.
And I have a tremendous amount of respect for songwriters. And it's some of my favorite music is music by like singer-songwriters and folk artists and indie rock. And
a lot of
all
music
this kind of
features
stuff.
words.
Yeah,
It's kind of a thing.
It's kind of staggering how much. And so like, there's part of
Only
me
if
that's
there's
just
a way
like,
to
man,
know.
am I just sort of like missing out on this whole other avenue of creativity by sort of like just being petrified of writing lyrics? And chances are, yes. So like writing your own songs, lyrics, like that's pretty new to you, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've actually kind of always done, like since I was in high school, but I've never really given it the care and attention that I have towards composing music and playing guitar.
Yeah,
That and that is where I usually feel the most expressive is when I'm, composing a piece of music, and that's really when I feel connected.
Yeah. But like there's something about like a good line in a song.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, like it just makes you feel like everything else you've been working on just doesn't even matter. Like there's like that
but
feeling
also
of
like a lot of what we do is in response or service to that. Or I mean, I don't know about yourself, but I also play with a lot of artists who write songs and support them, and I think the respect that I have for the song helps to
informs your guitar playing.
And then also like playing standards and stuff, all of those are our songs, and we're thinking about the words all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think it still is feeding or nourishing what we do, and
absolutely and but that feeling of like watching just watching somebody play the hell out of the guitar or something like that, and you're just like, oh damn, like I've got a lot of work to do, or like if I ever want to do something close to that.
Julian Lage concert last night.
Exactly, Julian Lage is a perfect example of that. Oh my god, you ever see that video of Julian Lage and Mike Moreno? It's like a bootleg, like someone like recorded on their like
cool
old phone, because it's like from 2011. It's like the two of them playing at like a jazz camp or something like that. They're like in a courtyard. They're like outdoors, and they're playing All the Things You Are. And like they're both so incredible, but like Julian Lage just has a couple moments in that where I'm like, man, like that's, how do you even think like that? And maybe I'm getting older and more sentimental, but like I've been increasingly feeling that kind of feeling about hearing like a specific lyric. Like I'll be listening to Wilco. And like there's just a line where I'm like, damn, like you were right about the stars. They're all just setting suns. Oh my God. What?
Yeah, I can hit.
That's crazy. I can't play anything on the guitar that's like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's just a different thing. And like, and there's part of me that has like that same yearning to like want to express that I felt when I was like a teenager as a guitar player.
Cool.
So that's great that you're writing lyrics.
Yeah.
Because you write so well in your liner notes, like
thank you.
Coming out with the, really contextualizing the music and like painting a picture and plopping you into a place in the world. I think that's a skill that not everybody has. So I think that's it's cool that you can do that, and I'm positive you can write something really great in a lyric.
Well, thank you. I hope so.
Yeah.
Come to Tyrant and find
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear you sing it on Friday. I'll be there.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that's a good place as any to finish her off.
That sounds great.
Thanks for coming over, man.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Good luck on this tour, and yeah, we'll see you Friday.
Sounds good.
Thanks again for listening, and thanks to Harry for joining me for this conversation. It was really nice to really hash out the difference between the left and the right hand. Like I said earlier, Harry just released a solo guitar EP called Ontario. That's available on Bandcamp, as well as the rest of the work that he's done. That's all on Bandcamp, like Wildwood and Mountain Air, all that kind of stuff that we talk about in the episode. Please head over to Bandcamp to go listen to that. I think he did say it's also on the other streaming services, but you should go to Bandcamp. Like I said in the intro, Harry will be playing at Tyrant Studios here in Vancouver on November 21st at 7:30 p.m. So make sure to get your reservations for that. If you need any other information, head over to the gig list at the Rhythm Changes website, rhythmchanges.ca. Thanks, as always, for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.